after everything that you have done, can you make it? And we have all this formation, we gather together, trying to learn as much. But yung gathering natin, like once a month, yung teaching, if you total the number of worship to the number of fellowship, number of hours, diba? try to calculate the number of hours praying and the number of hours fellowshipping. And sometimes we say, I know better. I'm more holier than others because I do household. And Satan does that as well. Siguro if we're doing this gathering now, the demons are also having theirs. Alright? Because they're telling us, nandun na naman yung mga CFC, di ba? Yung iba, nakikinig, yung iba, sa atin yan. Natutulog na, di ba? Sorry, bro.
Bawal matulog.
May they also have their own gatherings. They're trying to level up, trying to catch us. No, and then sometimes there was one, I don't know if you have heard this, I don't know, they also have service meeting. Alright, they're asking, kumusta na yung CLP nyo? Yung isang chapter, wala ang nangyayari kasi nandun na sila sa Couples for Christ. Nagbabasa na ng Bible kasi may app na, di ba? Dati, dinadala yung Bible. The others naman, wala akong wala kasi, grabe na yung simbahan. They pray the rosary. But yung isa naman, sabi niya, dami naming participants sa Demon Life Program. DLP. Diba? Demon's Life Program. I let them read the Bible. I let them pray the rosary. But I give them so many things. Yung mga wants and desires nila. That's why they became so busy trying to pay off all their mortgages. Diba? Overtime dito, overtime doon. Later na mag-household, bro. Uunahin ko muna to. Diba? So things like that. So, brothers and sisters, despite everything, many of us continue to fail. The reality, this is the painful reality. There's no assurance that you are in this community that the demon will not succeed. He continues to find ways to destroy marriages, destroy relationship. And most painful is when brothers and sisters like us, our relationship are destroyed. May tampo, kasi di tinawagan na may practice pala. Sa music, hindi naman tinatawagan kasi hindi talaga. Hindi talaga kaya. Hindi talaga kaya powers, di ba? So those are the things. And us human beings, we tend to forget. Di ba? You know how God manifested His powers in the very eyes of the Israelites. And what happened? They forget. Diba? They saw how God sent 10 plagues to the Egyptians. They saw with the very eyes how God split the sea and they were able to walk across with a dry land. And when they were hungry, they saw what God did. God provided with manna and quail, meat. They have all that. And what happened? They started to build a bull, a golden calf, to be their God. And it's like us. After everything God has done, we tend to forget. Kaya sabi ko, there's no assurance. I have a very close friend. He was top leader in one of those provinces. He became a mayor, and then he followed the commandment, love one another. and love another one. na
Rambol na.
mayor kasi, di ba? So, and with this, what's happening in this world, we need a new evangelization. I know we are very close here, and the joy that we have every time we share that fellowship, how beautiful it is that it's not just us. It could be, yung sabi pa nga, yung vision natin na hindi na tayo magkasya dito. Alright? That's the vision. We need a much bigger place because there's so many of us already. I'd like to show you, I hope there's a, can ano po, pwede kaya magbo-volume kaya right now, wala baka malakas na yan. Wala. Anyway, just, ito na lang. Diba? That's something different. You never expect that.
No.
You never expect that. Ito siguro, it's parenting. Use condom. Because kung nagamit pa siya ng condom, wala na sana yung bata. Diba? This is how the devil works. He's the best deceiver at all times. And it doesn't mean na we're in this community, marunong na tayo. He's the best deceiver. That's why we need a new evangelization, mainly because of a new cultural crisis of modernity. It's so modern na ngayon. Diba? In a click, people know so many things. And we continue to have our old ways. I don't know, dito, I know you have posters and everything, but in where I came from, Cebu, nandun pa rin sila sa streamer. Nakakabit doon. Welcome participants of the Christian Life Program. Hoping na may participants. No? Wala nang, ngayon, it's just, you just send it, messenger. And that was just an example of a commercial. And you get a surprise. My gosh, ang layo. Diba? Nobody of us here expected. It was about condo. Diba? So weird. But that's how Satan works. So we need the new evangelization. Why? Because we continue to forget, just like the Israelites. They forget. They could have just walked 40 days. But they took them 40 years because they are not ready. Because they continue to forget. And just like us, we continue to forget. And every time we forget, we cannot give what we do not have. Yeah? That's why our formation, teachings, as I said, continues po yan. Our community is so rich with so many teachings. That's why we have this family as a gift, because for the longest time, the bishops are complaining, oh yes, Couples for Christ, you have so many teachings, but you are very exclusive. Teachings are for you. How about the others? They want us to be inclusive, especially for those non-Couples for Christ and family ministries. That's why the family's gift was created. Now let me bring you back. No, I will not be reading this. This is during when Jesus Christ was preaching, and he went and chose Peter's boat he asked Peter to move a bit so that he can preach. I don't know how Jesus did that. No, there are thousands, but yet everybody hears. So I really cannot imagine. I try to imagine myself being one of those people, 5,000. Eh tayo nga, nagko-complain tayo. May sound system pa tayo. Diba? Ang lakas pa, nagko-complain pa rin. Di namin marinig, bro. And I don't know how Jesus did that. But these are some points that I'd like to stress on. Jesus getting into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon. And he said, do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men. And they left everything and followed him. Now, when we say Jesus teaches from Peter's boat, what is this telling us? No? He went into getting in one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon. Why? Because it was the start when Jesus Christ called Peter. And we know Peter was the first pope. And I've shared this the first time I gave the talk during Big South last year. When I shared Peter's my very, very favorite saint. He's very aggressive, pero palpak. I don't know if you remember that. No? And he's very aggressive. When Jesus Christ said na, who do people say that I am? Daming sumagot. It was only Peter who answered it right. Diba? Then a few minutes, he was called Satan already. Satan, get behind me. Diba? And when Jesus said that to every one of you will leave me, it was only Peter who said, "No, over my dead body. No, Lord, I will die for you." And then what happened? He denied Jesus 3 times. There are a lot of stories of Peter. He's very aggressive. But yet, he failed so many times. But he became the first pope. Okay, it's just telling us that don't be afraid. Kung magkapalpak-palpak tayo, maging chapter head din kayo. Maging bishop din kayo. Diba?
Amen, bro. Amen.
So don't be afraid to make mistakes. But learn from it. But if you continue to make mistakes, well, that's stupidity. But every time you make mistake, you change. Peter changed. Judas did not. Judas had a chance. He did not take it. Peter took it. And he was saved and he became the first pope. The second one is that Jesus issues 3 commands. What are those? Put into the deep, lower your nets, and do not be afraid. Now, put into the deep. What is Jesus telling us? Go deeper into our hearts. Go deeper into your relationship with Him. It's between us and Christ. We may have this community, you may have different household, you may have different service, but at the end of the day, it's just you and God. Just you and Jesus Christ. Hindi pwede kasi sabi ni Bishop, ganito daw gawin ko. No, it will not work that way. It's always between you and Christ. And when you say put into the deep, it's something very risky. No, you can go out fishing. It's better lang nandun ka lang sa shore, nakaganon ka lang, di ba, with your rod. No? It's safer. But going to the deep, it's much riskier. Storm might come, no? And you might not get the fish because of the deepness of where you are. Go deeper. Second, lower your nets. Well, before you lower your nets, there's always the washing of the nets. I'm not very familiar with fishing, but this is what I always see doon sa yung mga fishermen, they clean, they wash their nets. Sometimes they have a sad face Kasi walang kuha overnight. And that is exactly what happened to Peter and the rest. No? They wash, and it's a sign of resignation and hopelessness. No? Trying to think, I don't know, tomorrow we're going to lower our nets again. Probably will not get anything. But lowering, as Jesus said, lower your nets. Lowering is a message of hope. It's a message of hope. Why? Because, again, nandyan yung mga kasama natin. No? Hindi ka nag-isa. You have your friends. You have your brothers and sisters. No? If wala kang kuha, at least dalawa kayong walang kuha. Diba? Kung nag-CLP kayo, walang dumating, at least buong team. Diba? Ang music ministry, naghihintay. Practice ng practice, walang kuha, at least you can share. Diba? Share the food. Kasi walang participants. Diba? I mean, you know, it's an invitation. When God said, go lower your nets. Do some CLPs. And then it's an indication, an introduction of the authority of Christ. Why do we conduct CLPs? Not because our chapter head said so, but because this is what we are supposed to do. Okay? Kaya pag wala kayong CLP, maghanap kayo. Sabihin niyo unit head niyo, bro, kailan CLP natin, bro? No? Kailan yung natin? Kailan tayo mag-house to house? Kailan tayo magbigay ng mga flyers? So it's an introduction of Christ. And then, tearing. No? Sa gospel, it says their nets were about to break, but it did not. Because of the fulfillment of Christ's promise, and with Him, nothing is impossible. We know the story. Diba? They were so amazed. They did not even go very deep. But Jesus said, just go into the deep and lower your nets. And they got big catch. Now do not be afraid. No? It's an instruction to trust God. Do not be afraid. And we all know this, that do not be afraid. It's mentioned 365 times. Right? In the Bible, just telling us each day, you should not be afraid and trust God. And just like St. John Paul was a model of faith, hope, love, and courage. He was orphaned at an early age. He lived through 2 wars, and it was during this time that he was ordained as priest. And look what has become of him. He became a saint. And the third one is evangelization is not a matter of our efforts. No. Just like what Peter said, we have worked hard all night and have got nothing. And the thing is, they are fishermen. They do this day in and day out. And here comes somebody who is not a fisherman, but a carpenter, telling them, fishermen, a carpenter telling the fishermen, go and lower your nets into the deep. Kayo kaya, engineer ka. And you know so much about engineering. And then a medical person will tell you to do this. Do you think you will listen? No. Of course not. And this is exactly what happened. A carpenter instructing an experienced fisherman to lower your nets. That's why, brothers and sisters, all the things that we have done is not our own effort, but Jesus Christ. It's all about Him. That's why what happened when Peter saw what Jesus did, this is what he said, "Depart from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." And I can just imagine Peter telling Jesus to depart while embracing him. How can you tell somebody to go away while you're hugging that person? And he's just telling Peter, "Lord, I am a sinful man. I know what you can do. Depart from me." but it's just a sign of humility, discipleship, missionary work, of evangelization. No? Humility, discipleship, missionary work of evangelization. Brothers and sisters, that's the only time we can evangelize if we acknowledge that we should humble ourselves. As I said, humility is something that if you claim you have, you lose it. Diba? If I will ask you here, who among you here are humble, and you will raise your hand, you automatically lose it. Humility is something that a person should tell you, bro, ang humble mo. Di pwede yung bro, humble ako. It doesn't work that way.
Humble ako.
So, ganun. And that is what he felt. Peter felt that, Lord, no, I will kneel before you because I'm a sinful man. He humbled himself because a carpenter just told a fisherman what to do. So we are called to evangelizers. We are called to be evangelizers, fisher of men. And how do we do this? First, we listen to Christ's teaching. Of course, we have this. And second, follow Christ. We not only listen, but we follow Christ's teaching. A lot of people listen but do not follow. There are a lot of people who have been into formation after formation and haven't changed a bit.
Yeah.
Right? So we follow Christ. We listen and we follow His instruction. Wag irambol like the other guy na love another one. No? And the third is that humble ourselves. Again, I said that a while ago. And the fourth one is embrace ongoing conversion and transformation. Brothers and sisters, our transformation is forever until we drop dead. Conversion natin is forever. Because Satan is always there trying to destroy everything. And he will start that with you and as a couple. I believe, we are created in the image of God. And when a husband and a wife will pray together, that's the fullness of God's image. And Satan hates that. Satan hates that. That's why he destroys us. Kaya minsan, mag-aaway tayo before going to the household. For any reason lang. Minsan, medyas lang. Yung awayan na. Diba? So many things. Toothpaste lang. And this is Satan's. And imagine, brothers and sisters, what Satan is doing in us, to us, that we are members of couples for Christ. And imagine those who are away from Christ.
Yeah.
They got married. They're so happy. And then, all of a sudden, whoever thinks na you get married, while you are facing in the altar, you're already thinking, siguro mga 5 years lang kami. No, nobody thinks like that. You always think forever. Then suddenly, reality strikes. Because Satan is there. He hates a couple praying. And leave everything behind and follow Christ. Leave. That's dying. Dying of what we want in life. Kaya kami ni Neneng, as I said, we ask God to be the managers of our life. We've been into mission ever since we joined Couples for Christ. We joined 1993 and then we became household head 1994. Mga 5 months old lang kami na household head. na napasabit kami sa isang mission. They went to Bantayan Island, that's the northernmost of Cebu, an island, and wala silang music min. So they asked us to serve with them. So sabit lang po kami, hindi kami kasama sa mission team. And then maraming there were a lot of participants, so we were asked to facilitate, to be a DGL, and naging household head na rin kami doon. So 2 household na yung we were handling 2 households. Then right after that, I asked our chapter head, and be very careful when you ask. Chapter head niya yan. Because I asked him, bro, what will happen to them? Tapos na yung CLP, nakapag-household na. Sabi niya, good that you ask. Kasi ikaw yung iiwan. So Neneng and I, that was our first mission.
Bro Mario, no?
And we have 2 kids at that time. We have 5 kids, no? They were very young. And from that day hanggang ngayon po, we've been going out doing mission, leaving our kids most of the weekends. No, but I think I showed you the picture and what happened to our kids. No, for us, family time is anytime. Anytime we have a chance. Galing kami mission. Sometimes we get home from some area 10 o'clock in the evening. Then tawagan namin sila, and then we will just meet in Chowking and eat halo-halo. That's it. Anytime is family time, and it's God's doing that they have finished school, all of them. So, brothers and sisters, this can only be done through intense prayer. Okay? Intense prayer. Kailangan naka-anchor tayo sa prayer. I think I've shared the only cure for not praying is to pray again. That's it, no? If you have stopped praying for 1 year, just pray again. Wala nang mga ceremony na pang introduction o mga drum roll. Okay, pray na si brother. Yes, pray. Alright, just pray. Okay. Now, brothers and sisters, as we go and fish, become fishers of men, and really be anchored in prayer, people will be looking at us, and they will say, parang mga crazy people, di ba? Leaving their kids, mag-o-off sick. May isang sister nag-o-off sick, no? And then tumawag yung boss niya. Nandun pa kami sa chapel. Pabulong-bulong siya. Ma'am, kasi wala akong tulog. So, umiikot lang talaga kami sa Scotland, yung mga gano'n. Sabi ko, sister, grabe ka naman.
Konsensya.
Nasa chapel pa naman tayo. Sabi niya, kasi ang quiet, Brad. Anyway, so, and people will really judge us. I like to show you another video.
Si ano?
I guess you know this.
Hi, what's your name, darling?
My name is Susan Boyle.
Okay, Susan, where are you from?
I am from Blackburn near Bathgate, West Lothian.
It's a big town.
It's a sort of collection of villages. How do you think?
And how old are you, Susan?
I am 47. That's just one side of me.
No, she's not.
Okay, what's the dream?
I'm trying to be a professional singer.
And why hasn't it worked out so far, Susan?
I've not been given the chance before, but here's hoping it'll change.
Okay, and who would you like to be as successful as?
Elaine Page.
Elaine
something like
Page.
that.
What are you going to sing tonight?
I'm going to sing I Dreamed the Dream from the Miserables.
Okay. Big song.
Parang original crab meat.
I saw this one. This looks good.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Wow. Diba?
I remember this one. This is good. I was so shocked. Ito ang kanya ba? No.
Ang ganda. Oh.
I will have finished the video. You know, the reaction of the judges, the reaction of the audience
Yeah.
when she came in, even before she did her act, she was already judged,
Yeah.
right? And then they get the surprise of their life of how good she
Are you
is.
finished?
Brothers and sisters, we live in
Alright, okay, bye.
extraordinary times.
Yeah.
Our world is rapidly evolving, and while we do not only forget, we also get confused. Okay? The people, the audience got confused.
Yeah.
Who is this woman? Diba? And they judged her already. They got confused. Wow, mali pala tayo. Brothers and sisters, the cultural crisis of modernity has changed the meaning of words and eventually our language. There are so many new languages. There are so many new words, right? And we know that language can transform culture.
Hello?
And this is exactly what others are doing. Now, what does, when we say rainbow, what is the original meaning of rainbow? Diba? The first rainbow was during the time of Noah. It's a symbol of what? Hope. Now what is the symbol of rainbow now? LGBTQRST. That's a new meaning of rainbow. I don't know sa mga school, pag kinestyon na yun kung ano ang isasagot. Diba? And then another one is when you say the word gay. Diba? Gay means happy.
Yeah.
But the meaning of gay now is totally different. If you call somebody gay who's really a man, he gets angry. No? Those are things that are totally different now. And just like Susan Boyle, no? He came up to the stage, she was judged, and they just got the surprise of their life. The new evangelization involves a vital effort. So we cannot just, do things the way we used to. A vital effort to come to a deeper understanding of the mysteries of faith and to find meaningful language with which to convince our contemporaries that they are called to newness of life through God's love. Saint John Paul II. And Pope Francis, this is the very heart of the apostolic kerygma, the first proclamation of the gospel, which we must hear again and again in different ways. Okay, even if you have heard a teaching, I know most of you are unit heads and household heads, and time will come, the leaders will tell us again, attend tayo ng HLT. And most of us, what do we say? Ay, tapos na kami dyan, bro. Hindi na ako mag-a-attend. Let's attend over and over. Because every speaker will be used by the Spirit differently. It's food for our soul. I will ask you, what did you eat January 7, 2014? lunch. Nobody remembers, right? Nobody remembers what you ate. But one thing for sure, on that lunchtime, you were filled and your body survived. So teachings, brothers and sisters, minsan paulit-ulit.